Good morning from the Alton Towers Resort, where it's May 2025 and you're watching Theme Park Worldwide. In this video, I'm going to check out the full park, head around all the different areas, experience as many rides as I can do, talk about the operations, some tips for if you're visiting, and just any general updates from around the park as well. I've not actually done a full park vlog here at Alton Towers since the opening day back in March, so come and join me for all the latest updates. I decided to walk in this morning, get my extra steps from the car park. If you've got a fast-paced walk, it takes about 10 minutes. If you're a little bit slower, it takes about 15 minutes to walk from the car parks down here to the entrance. Obviously, you have got the monorail, which is free, and it does take you from the car parks and resort hotels down here to the entrance plaza, but sometimes you can get quite a queue. And I parked in the car park, which is still on the main parking, but the closest to the walkway. So I thought, I may as well just go for the walk down this morning. Here to Alton Towers. Yeah, my first tip, if you are visiting this park, is make sure you arrive early. Even though they advertise the park as opening from 10 AM, actually, they open the turnstiles around 9 o'clock. So you want to be getting down here nice and early, then you can certainly make the most of it and get to your first ride for when they start operating from 10. Yeah, let's go and head through security. Nice and efficient there with the bag check and also coming through the turnstiles, all in less than about 30 seconds, which is great. And welcome to Tower Street. Yeah, over the past few days, they've actually removed the Toxicator decorations from at the top here now. They had some photo opportunities and flags here as well. But yeah, they're all gone now. It's my favourite version of Tower Street. I like it when there's nothing extra here on Tower Street. It's just like the standard version, like the normal music, them clear views all the way down to the towers. Yeah, it's my favourite when it's like this. I love it. The iconic Alton Towers frogs here on Tower Street always look the part when you walk in, don't they? And yeah, obviously they've not got their outfits on now. Back to the standard frogs, probably until Scarefest, because yeah, that's the next event in the calendar. And yeah, I'm going to head down towards X Sector first. Hopefully start off with the day on the Smiler, that's the plan. Now I am pleased to say that, I've had a lot of visits to Alton Towers over the past kind of 6 weeks since the park opened. The opening day was pretty dreadful when it comes to operations. Luckily, it has been a lot better since that initial opening day, which I am very pleased to report. So yeah, hopefully that's going to be the case today. Now it's actually Bank Holiday Monday when I'm filming this video from Alton Towers, and you might be thinking, that's quite an interesting day, Sean, to go and do a video from a theme park. Well actually, here at Alton Towers, Bank Holiday Monday is normally quieter than the weekend just before it, and that's because a lot of people think that it's going to be rammed for the bank holiday, so they don't really come, and they come on the other days. I've seen when I worked here, traditionally it was always like a bit of a quieter day compared to even at the weekends. And yeah, looking at crowd levels this morning coming in, got about 15 minutes to go until 10 o'clock, and yeah, just kind of like standard crowds coming in. Now this is what I like to see. Walk down here into X Sector. The Smiler is tested. And the techies are here now taking the water dummies out. Looks like that might all be done now actually. And yeah, all that 5 minutes before opening, which is great. That's how it should be, isn't it? Throughout 2024 and a little bit into this year, a lot of the rides just weren't ready at the start of the day. So yeah, good to see the Smilers all good to go for 10 o'clock. Walking down the queue line now. I thought I won't go for a single ride. I'll just go for main queue this morning. Yeah, I reckon there's about 15 minutes worth of queue in front of me here. I do like walking around the main queue sometimes just to get some nice shots of it. Obviously it has got single rider as well, which is great. Well, that's a good sign here looking on the app. Everything's open apart from Nemesis Subterra and then Retail. But yeah, Retail's actually been closed for just over a week for some essential maintenance, but I'll talk more about that when we head down there later. But yeah, everything else open here on time, which is good, as it should be. 15 minutes after park opening, and that's my ride done and dusted on the Smiler. It really does benefit you if you get here early, you can get straight down to the ride, and then you can be on it within the first kind of 15, 20 minutes of the day. Like I say, I did do the main queue. It has got single rider, but normally on the morning, the single rider gets a bit of a pre-queue as well. So actually, it's not really that beneficial going in the single rider first thing. It's fine after that initial ride, but even they get a little bit of a pre-queue. Cheers, my ride was on row 2, was running really well there, other than the final couple of inversions where it is quite rough, but I do enjoy it a lot. The Serpent Roll's my favourite, and yeah, just overall it is a fantastic coaster. I do really like it. It all depends on where you sit. Front row is brilliant, back row not so much. Yeah, there's nothing like a front row ride on the Smiler. 14 inversions, more than any other coaster anywhere else around the world. And yeah, the operations are good on there, opened on time. They're getting the trains out really nice and fast on there as well. So we've got a 25-minute advertised wait for Oblivion, so I am going to utilise the single rider queue here now. Obviously filling the empty seats. And yeah, this shouldn't be too busy, I don't think, still the first part of the day. Yeah, they've actually put a new little metal cover up there. Stops the staff getting wet when it's raining, and also when it's hot gives them a bit of shade as well. Great view of the Smiler from there though, isn't it? They've chopped these bushes back a little bit actually, so you can see it a bit better now, which is good. Only been waiting about 5 minutes so far in single rider, and next one up to ride. Yeah, they're only actually using one station in here. What really makes Oblivion is not just the awesome drop, but it really is the build up to it, the anticipation. You're going up the lift hill there, looking up towards the sky, quite a steep lift hill, and then you come around the top section, pretty slow, and they've actually got a chain which was purposely done just to slow you down at the top, to build up that anticipation, build up the tension before you head down the drop. And that's the thing, a lot of people always say, oh, it's one drop and it's done. But for me, it is more that overall experience. It's that kind of climbing up and going around the top. And you get some beautiful views of the towers, across Alton Towers, and the surrounding Staffordshire countryside as well. Yeah, I really like Oblivion, and it's nice to have that single rider queue on there for this year. Waited just over 5 minutes. Now, I've been lucky enough to ride a lot of dive coasters all around the world. However, I still think that Oblivion has got the best drop out of them all. I just think that fall into the hole with all the mist is just amazing. Like, it just feels like a lot more intense than a lot of the other drops, especially on some of the newer dive machines that we've seen at parks. But yeah, I love Oblivion. Obviously opened here at Alton Towers way back in 1998, but I still think it's a great ride. It's a firm favourite of mine, still here at the park, right up there near the top. I love it. Right, it's only 10:40 and that's X Sector, all done and dusted. I'm gonna head down here now for a ride on Spinball Whizzer. Probably gonna go for the single rider queue. Another new addition, this came in last year, the single rider on Spinball. Main queue's advertised on 30 minutes. Yeah, it does get busy at the start and end of the day normally, Spinball. So I recommend doing it a little bit later in the day normally. But now it has got the single rider queue, you can kind of hit that up any time and you should get on pretty fast. Let's get spinning and whizzing. They're at Alton Towers, Maybank holiday. Whee!
Hey, tight, here we go!
In my opinion, Spinball Whizzer is probably the most underrated ride at Alton Towers. I think it's a really good fun coaster, and it still rides just like it did back in 2004 when it opened. I remember being here for the opening day of Spinball, and yeah, it's just a good fun ride. What I like is the light fun theme about it as well. We've got a lot of darker themes at Alton Towers. It's always nice when you get something a bit more fun, and yeah, I just really enjoy it. I think it's a good smooth ride, and you can get quite intense with the spinning as well. I do like the horseshoe element there just behind me, especially when you're facing towards the floor. I think that's a great great element on the ride. Yeah, really underrated. And I got on in like 3 minutes there in the single rider queue, which is fantastic. There was only 2 people in front of me. I am loving the addition of all these single riders. It's a lot better. Oh, I'm just walking across the lawn here, and here's all the baby goslings. Oh, just going down there into the water. That's what makes Alton Towers. It is the location, isn't it? It's the lake here, the towers themselves, and the wildlife that you see. Look at all the babies. I don't want to get too close, but there they all are, down there in the water. Oh, there's about, what, 12 of them, something like that? Oh, makes it when you see all the little babies. And that is what I like to call a successful start to the day here at Alton Towers. It's only just gone 11 o'clock, and I've done 3 coasters, both rides down in X Sector and Spinball Whizzer. Like I say, I wouldn't normally come back to Spinball like that, but now it's got the single rider, it can be a good call getting on that early. Because a lot of people don't really want to split up from the party near the start of the day. So yeah, did really well there. Right, I'm going to go across now over to Wicker and give this a go. It's advertised on 40 minutes when I just looked on the app, which isn't too bad at all. So yeah, going to hit up Wicker this morning too, and that'll be my 4th coaster of the day. Oh, it's gone down to 30 minutes now for Wicker. This is why bank holidays are a good time to come here to Alton Towers. There's the Sky Ride testing, opening from 12 o'clock. I did do a full dedicated video all about the opening of the Sky Ride, so make sure you check it out here on our YouTube channel. 30 minutes. I just can't believe it's the 8th season of Wicker operating here at Alton Towers. Opened back in 2018. Great Coasters International Woody, which is great. We always wanted a Woody here at Alton Towers, and it's a great ride. It's the interaction you get with the ride from the queue line that I really like as well. I mentioned in the opening day vlog how they've added this theming back in down here as well from 2018. It had been missing for a few years, so good to have that back. Let's go. I love Wicker here at Alton Towers. It's just an excellent ride from start to finish. And for a medium-sized GCI wooden coaster, it rides like a big boy, you know, it really does. It's an excellent ride, especially if you're right down there at the back of the train. That's definitely my favourite seat on there. What I also love about Wicker is the fact it's not just a roller coaster, it is the full-on experience. As soon as you enter that queue line, you're kind of in there with the backstory and the lore of the Bjornen, and then you make your way into a very atmospheric pre-show before the ride, which really sets you up. And even when you're on the ride, you've got like the tunnel at the end with all the smoke and the smells that really add to the overall feel of Wicker. It's an excellent ride, it really is. And yeah, one of my favourites here at Alton Towers. I still stand that this is one of the best investments the park have made in a very long time. And yeah, I do absolutely love it. I've always liked this theming down here in Mutiny Bay. Fun fact, when this was put in, it used to be a panning for gold. And it had like the troughs just out the front here. And they removed those, but kept all the theming. Which I'm pleased that they did, you know, because the theming's great. Marauders Mayhem. Walk on ride. This is why flat rides though are really important at parks. Just have like them little attractions around for people to do in between the bigger rides. It's a heave and a ho and off we go. Sky Ride just behind there as well. Great to have it back in action. I do like heave ho. Good little filler ride we got down here in Mutiny Bay. Is that a new entrance sign up there? I'm sure it is. It's a bit of a weird one because it's on the side, but I don't know. Yeah, it is. I'm sure that's a new sign. It looks brand new as well. Funny how it's on the side there and they've got like the main one here. Maybe it's just for people who are walking down that way. Maybe people were struggling to find out where the entrance was, thought it was on the other side. We've had some nice warm weather over the past couple of weeks. It's not too warm today though, but Battle Galleons have still got quite a few people on. I still think this was a funny investment back when it opened in 2008. Knowing our climate here in the UK and putting in a splash battle here, but it is very well themed. I'd actually like to see this ride kind of repackaged in the future, take all the guns off and put maybe a couple of dark ride scenes in, some more animatronics round. They are quite limited as to what they can actually build down here on the lake, but yeah, I just think, you know, it'd be a bit more re-rideable for people then, add even more capacity to the park if they turned it into more of a, you know, an experience ride instead of going on and getting soaked. Because like you look at it now, you've got what, 6 people on the whole ride, all the boats going round. Yeah, just add more capacity, wouldn't it, if you kind of blocked in some sections and had a few scenes. A bit like Europa Park did with Whale Adventures, their splash battle. They made the decision to enclose some sections and take a lot of the guns off and not make it as much of a soaker. It's a shame because it's a really well themed ride, but a lot of people just don't ride it. And it's like me really, I hardly go on it. Just don't really have the weather for it. Battle Galleons. It does look the part though down here on the water. Another empty boat coming round, and yeah, one just in front of it there as well. And the big galleon is a really impressive piece of theme in there at the front. Did a really good job of it all. It's just a shame that, you know, we don't really have the weather for this type of attraction in the UK. I used to love the swan boats. Who remembers them? Comment down below. And then actually when they took out the swan boats, they put in an upcharge attraction for a temporary period called Splash Cart Challenge, if you remember that. It was up here on the lake. Well, just had a nice sit down for 10 minutes, taking in the beautiful scenery, and then we packed lunch. Yeah, I brought me sandwiches and my fruit today for lunch. And that's the thing, don't really buy much food here at all throughout the season. When the hours are open later, I do. But on these shorter days, like it's a 5 o'clock close today, I'll just wait until I get home before I have my tea. However, of course, we always film our annual food and menus tour around the resort. Filmed that a few weeks ago and you can find that here on our YouTube channel. And yeah, most importantly, it's got all the prices in there around the park for this year, which will help you out if you're coming to visit. Along with that, also did a merchandise tour a few weeks ago, going around all the different shops and checking out the merch. There's been a couple of new bits actually since that video. So later on in this vlog, I will go into Towers Trading and have a look at a few new things, including a very cute new Skyride pin. Now, if you're looking for something a bit more relaxing to do during your visit to Alton Towers, or maybe you want a bit of a break away from the rides, the gardens are beautiful to walk around, and May is actually the best time of the year for walking around the gardens and getting all the nice colours of all the trees and the plants. But of course, if you don't have the time to go down to the gardens, you can just jump on the Skyride now, which is back open, and you get them views over 200 feet above the valley there. It is the beautiful location that really makes Alton Towers though, isn't it? There's the towers themselves. I do miss the days when you could just stroll around the towers and take them all in. You know, they used to just be open like every day. You could walk around all the different rooms, go up down the roof, get some great views. Last year we did do a tour of the towers, and yeah, hopefully they're going to bring those back where you can do like the heritage tours on certain days throughout the year. But I still just miss the days of when you can just walk around the towers and yeah, take it all in. Because I probably would have gone up there now just for a nice walk round. You also get some great views looking out over the park from up there on the top. It's a lot higher up there actually than you'd expect. Up there on the roof of Alton Towers. Beautiful. Always love this sign as well with the little Talbot hounds there. We're going to head down towards the back of the park. As much as ride availability has been pretty good from what I've seen today, down here at the back end of the park, I don't think it's been quite as good from chatting to a few people and also having a look on the app. So going to head up there now and have a look what's going on. Now, I mentioned earlier in the vlog that Rita is closed, and it has been for just over a week at the time of recording. Not too sure when it's going to be back open. Could be at any point, but yeah, it has had to close for some maintenance at the moment. And we'll have a look at what's going on down there in just a few minutes. And yeah, I walked up this way, had a look, and 13, that's been closed for about 2.5 hours. It did open earlier on, but I think they evac the queue, and yeah, it's been closed since. And actually Hex has been down just as well, but that has now reopened. Yeah, it's a good job really, else it would have just been the world of David Williams down here at the back. That's why filler flat rides are really important, aren't they, you know, just to keep things going when the bigger rides do have issues. Yeah, it's like with Dark Forest, it's completely out of action now, but still Hex is open, so we go on here. I think I'm the only person in here, all the way down. Oh, it's even more spooky when you're the only one in this section. Who remembers when this used to be a gift shop? Yeah, a lot of you probably know my mum still works here at the resort in retail, and you might spot her around in the hotel shops if you come in here. Yeah, she used to work right here because this used to be a big gift shop in here. And yeah, they had like all panels on the walls and everything. You wouldn't even tell that it was part of the towers back then. And obviously they closed that shop and kind of restored this whole section to make it the queue line for Hex, the legend of the towers.
Why was it there? Because all our research...
Obviously not allowed to film beyond this point, but I'm going to be going behind the scenes of Hex this week. You've got a brand new behind the scenes tour, so I'm looking forward to sharing that with you all. Hex, the legend of the towers, is a fantastic experience. And he's been a part of Alton Towers for 25 years now. And what I really love is the backstory, incorporating the chained oak, which is a real place. It's literally just down the road from Alton Towers. And in fact, if you head over to our second channel, the Sandbrook Adventures, you can see that I went down to the chained oak and cycled down there only a few weeks ago. So yeah, check that out if you haven't already seen it. And yeah, obviously you start off in the queue line just down the back here, for making your way into two different pre-shows, starting off with the cinema room, where you get all the backstory explained to you, and then you go into the Octagon, which is the big building there on the left-hand side, all original features of the actual towers as well. And then, yeah, you've got like all the lightning effect in there. This backstory kind of continues before you make your way into the vault itself, which is the Vekoma Madhouse, the highlight of the ride. And yeah, I do really love the soundtrack, the theming. And before, I used to really like the realism. Unfortunately, it has lost quite a lot of that now because of the new tacky lighting package that they installed on Hex over last year. Honestly, like, I don't know what they were thinking with the lighting in there. It used to be so subtle and realistic. I think that less is more sometimes, and that's certainly the case with Hex. I just don't ride it as much now because, you know, I just find it a little bit cheesy, a little bit tacky in the vault compared to how it used to be. But you know what? It's still a great ride, and I'm glad they spent the money on keeping it here at Alton Towers. I'm sure there was decisions to be made there and thinking, you know, do we keep it? Do they replace it with something else? But no, they did make that decision to keep it, which I am very pleased about. I just love to see someone go in there who has a bit of an idea with lighting and just get it a bit more realistic again, because it's just so cheap and nasty. It's really tacky. Disco Hex. And a lot of people are talking about it. Yeah, it's awful, the new lighting. Gonna head now down into Dark Forest, and the good news is 13 has literally just reopened a few minutes ago, which is good. I'm glad that it has. It's been down for about 3 hours, so I'm glad that it's up. Just gonna head down there now and give this a go. Let's have a little look over here at Rito. Yeah, from what I've seen when I've been going over on the Sky Ride, looks like they're doing some work on the catch car for Rito at the moment. So yeah, it's been shut for over a week. Obviously not too sure when it's going to be back in operation. By the time you're watching this, you never know, it could be back open. But yeah, as it stands at the moment, it is on the ride availability page as closed. But it definitely looks like there's some work going on with the catch car. When you're going over on the Sky Ride, you can see that up in the station. Obviously the catch car is what attaches to the cable and then down to the drum at the bottom, obviously that accelerates the ride from 0 to 60 miles per hour. Oh, it's nice to see them gondolas going over again, isn't it? Yeah, let's go and head down here to 13, just reopened. That's the thing, when you've got two big coasters down in one area and no flat rides, just leaves like an abandoned area. So we really need another flat ride down here in Dark Forest and also X Sector. 13 does have a single rider queue, which can be great. However, it's just reopened and it's only on 5 minutes. I think I'm just gonna go down the main queue. 13. Opened back here in 2010. Intamin family coaster, and a really good fun ride. It was marketed completely wrong when it first opened. Don't get me wrong, it brought people in. They had really good attendance that year, but there was a lot of disappointment because it was marketed as this big thrill ride. Everybody thought it was going to be something absolutely amazing. But realistically, as we all know, it is just a family coaster, but a very good one at that. I wish it was a little bit longer, but still, it's a great ride, 13, taking you around through the forest and then obviously making your way into the crypt itself where you drop down. And yeah, I absolutely love that. It's the first coaster of its kind to actually have that kind of vertical drop track as well. And there's a couple of nice hidden details in the queue, including that old Alton Towers van. You can just see the old Alton Towers logo on the side there. It still says where the magic never ends on there. I think that's the only reference in the whole park to that old slogan back in the good old days. Remember that when I was growing up? Oh, where the magic never ends, Alton Towers. I miss those days. The ice show and Toyland tours. Oh, amazing. This park used to be incredible, and don't get me wrong, it's still a fantastic park now, but yeah, back in like the late 90s, early 2000s, Alton Towers really was the place to be. straight on to 13 there in under 5 minutes. If you do see a ride reopen and you're in the area, it's normally worth heading straight for it. Prior to that, I was about to have a lap around the world of David Walliams, and I just checked on the app and it said it had opened. So I came straight down here and it's worth it. Normally, if you're at the other side of the park and you see a ride open, by the time you get there, it'll build up a big queue, so don't rush for it. But if you're kind of in that vicinity and you think, oh, a ride just reopened, it's showing 5 minutes, you'll get there and it probably is going to be 5 minutes. So yeah, just bear that one in mind. All depends where you are at that time in the park. I do love 13 though. I think it's a great ride and it's a capacity monster that when it's running well. 3 trains it can run on there, 20 riders per train. And yeah, the throughputs are good, always good solid operations on there as well, getting the train sent out nice and fast. I think it's a really underappreciated roller coaster here at Alton Towers. I really like it. I think it's one of them that because of how the marketing was when it opened, it kind of ruined it in a way because it is a brilliant ride. It never really had its limelight, 13. It's got a beautiful facade as well, 13. Unfortunately, you can't really see it as much now. This tree's grown a lot in 15 years. I remember when that was planted down here. So obviously the corkscrew used to stand on this spot. And then a few years ago, they put this big high fence in down here as well. So it means that you can't actually see it quite as well as it was originally designed to. But you have got the Wraith up there, one of the demons of the Dark Forest. And obviously that's where you've got the main highlight of the ride, the crypt, where you drop down inside there. Now we've only got 2 Intamin accelerator coasters here in the UK. Rita at Alton Towers, and then of course Stealth down at Thorpe Park. Both good fun rides, Stealth definitely far superior. But yeah, it does make you start to question the future of the hydraulic launch coasters here in the UK. Both Rita and Stealth are actually closed at the same time at the moment. Stealth's been closed for a couple of weeks. This has been closed for over a week. Yeah, it does make you start to think, you know, in the future, I would love to see Rita replaced with like a more modern Intamin LSM coaster at some point in the future, I really would. But I guess we'll see what happens. Yeah, hopefully it will be back open soon because it's still a crowd favourite. A lot of the public that come here still really enjoy going on Rita. Even though as enthusiasts, we all know that really it's just an off-the-shelf layout and there's much better launch coasters out there now. I've left Dark Forest now after that awesome ride on 13. Good to see the Sky Ride back though, isn't it? And that's the thing, you can get from here over to Forbidden Valley in about 3.5 minutes, which is fantastic because you got to think you're right on the other side of the park here. Just great to have that transportation back in action again. And here into the part of the park now, what feels the most dated and underinvested really. And I know you've got the World of David Walliams down there, which, you know, is only 4 years old really. But still, it just feels so dated. Even that now, it's like an older IP really. That's the problem with IPs, they just don't like stay relevant for that long, do they really? And yeah, this down here is looking very tired. Love to see big changes come to this area in the future. Obviously, I did mention in a previous video how you've got all like markings on the floor down here now. They put some new fencing up across the here, and also as well, this is hopefully still going to be the entrance to Project Horizon. And if you're unsure exactly what Project Horizon is, the plans by Alton Towers for a massive new show building for a ride just behind here in an area of the park that used to be known as Coaster Corner. It's not been occupied by any rides for many, many years, but they did receive planning permission to build this huge new building, more than likely for a new indoor roller coaster. However, this is quite a while ago now, and we're still not seeing any movement on that. And from sources here at the park, I know there's been no clearance or anything happening down there at the back yet. And obviously, even before they could start construction on that, they'd have to clear a lot of the area around here. It's a big back of house space. You got basically anything what people don't want at Alton Towers anymore gets chucked down the back there. For a number of years, Submission was still chucked down there. Parts of the Twirling Toadstool are still back there. You've also got like the waste disposal centre for Alton Towers, that's back there as well. Obviously a vital part of the infrastructure. So before they could even get like a shovel in the ground, all of that would need to be moved. And here we are now, and yeah, still nothing has happened on that. Obviously we're going to get to a point where the planning permission for that is going to expire unless they put a shovel in the ground and start something. So I guess we'll see what happens. There's no further updates on it at the moment, but yeah, I'm interested to see what's going to happen with that project. And just one more thing to add in, even if they started construction on that later this year, it probably wouldn't be ready until at least 2027. And yeah, that's going to be like a 10-year gap in between coasters, or at least 10 seasons, you know, because it was 2018 when Wicker opened. And yeah, that would be for 27. I guess we'll see what happens. Has it been cancelled? Is it still going to go ahead? Who knows? Or maybe the plans have completely changed. I mean, personally, I'd love to see this whole area completely changed, because originally in the plans, there was going to be a new pathway down here at the side that would lead to the big building down there at the back. But in an ideal world, you kind of transform this whole area and then open up a pathway in that corner as well. That's what I'd like to see them do. But who knows? We'll see what happens. Yeah, obviously one ride down now in this area, Flavio's has gone for this year. Still got the carousel though, which looks nice. And they're reading all the lighting on there, it looks really good. Still got the massive theatre back there as well. Obviously it used to be Ice Age 4D for a number of years. Prior to that, it used to have different stage shows in there as well. It's a lovely theatre, really nice in there. I believe there's just loads of stuff like chucked everywhere. 3:15, it's not that time already, is it? The clock's wrong, I was gonna say. It's like over an hour fast. Yeah, so we'll just see what happens in the future. Yeah, it's certainly one of them at the moment. This area, it just all feels a bit up in the air. Obviously you have got the dark ride over here. Gangster Granny the ride. Looks like that's got some downtime at the moment. There's a host out the front there, so I think that must be closed. Gangster Granny. Yeah, not a bad little ride though. The kids enjoy it, and yeah, it's a nice little family area. It's better than a play area that used to be in there. Can't wait to take our little boy on all these rides. I much preferred this area of the park when it was Cloud Cuckoo Land. The only reference to that now is the Cuckoo Cars driving school just over here. And yeah, a little bit of theming around that was added still from when it used to be Cloud Cuckoo Land. I just thought it was a better area then with the twirling toadstool and everything. It was nice. We used to have like the Cloud Cuckoo Land theatre show with all the different characters, and it was really nice. That was like when Merlin first acquired the park, really. Obviously back in 2007 they acquired it, and then there was like a number of years of like constant investments. Yeah, remember, in the whole area used to have loads of these flowers on these poles around. Driving school. Remember when I used to work on there? It was good fun putting them to bed at night and parking them up, putting them on charge. Well, having a great day so far here at the Alton Towers Resort. Managed to do quite a few rides. The key is you've got to get here early. That's what you've got to do. You want to be straight here, parked up, down here at the entrance, way before 10 o'clock. I think a lot of people, you know, just arrive that little bit too late, thinking, oh, we'll get like to the car park for 9:45, thinking that, you know, they'll get on the first ride from 10. But yeah, you really want to make sure you're getting parked up by like 9:15, 9:20, and then you can be down at the entrance, whether you're getting the monorail in or walking down, and then straight to your first ride for when they open. Yeah, that's the key to getting the most done during your day here at Alton Towers. Right, going to go and check out the other areas now. So we're going to head down to CBeebies Land, have a little lap round there. Got a bit of an update to share on the new junior coaster for next year. So yeah, we're going to have a look down there. And following on from that, we'll go back through Mutiny Bay, probably have a lap through the Sea Life Centre. Always like going through there when I'm doing these full park tours, just to see if there's any updates. Then of course we'll head up through Katanga, Gloomy Wood, and down to Forbidden Valley. Right then, we're going to have a stroll through CBeebies Land now. I'm going to have a look at the queue times. Middle of the afternoon, bank holiday Monday. Obviously the rest of the park, not too busy at all. It's kind of standard crowd levels. Let's go and have a look inside CBeebies and see how busy it is in there today. From outside here, it's not looking busy at all. There's the big sign. Do love this, nice and colourful. Yeah, we're spending a lot of time with our baby boy around here. Wow, look at this. Yeah, it's not busy at all, is it? Belongs to CBeebies Land. And yeah, just got a little update to share on the new junior coaster. So obviously they put in planning permission for a new junior roller coaster set to open next year on the site of Postman Pat over here. So obviously they're going to remove Postman Pat and then also slightly edit the layout on Get Set Go Treetop Adventure. Obviously they're the bugs that you can see going around the area. Yeah, they'd have to like remove part of that to get the layout in for the coaster. There's going to be a new queue line and kind of taking over part of the terrace up there for Corner Coffee and kind of spanning all around this section. However, they've had to actually make a change to the plans now on the application, because originally there was going to be like a big like maintenance building that was actually going to be out into the staff car park. So you've got like the admin car park as it's known, and that's just behind these trees here. Obviously you can't see it, but basically in the back of the Tower Street buildings, they've got a lot of like offices and admin and all that kind of stuff. And there's a car park for that out the back. So yeah, this new building was going to kind of stretch back into there. However, they've had to change it slightly now, and it's not actually going to go as far back into that area. I'll share my thoughts quite a bit on this new junior coaster. I don't really like the location of it. I think this is a really nice part of the park here. Having like all the grass, having Postman Pat running round, and then of course having Get Set Go going over the top. So yeah, I'm still not keen on the position of this, especially when there's other space in the park where this could have gone, you know. But still, rumoured to be Bluey themed. I think it's almost practically, you know, happening now, Bluey theme for this. So it'll be interesting to see how it's all going to look. But yeah, I will miss this. I'll tell you what, it's not busy at all. 5 minutes for Pat. This is probably one of the quietest days I've seen in CBeebies land for a while. So you got to think, like even on the midweek days, CBeebies is normally like the busiest area. You know, the coasters aren't really that busy, you know, outside of the holidays and things. Whereas obviously bank holiday today, yeah, people have just been put off. Look at this, Bugby go round, walk on. Even in the night garden, wow, that is rare. In the night garden is a walk on over there. There's literally nobody waiting. Wow. Blimey, it is a quiet day around here. It's only like the middle of the afternoon. It's not like we're right near ride close either. Good day for everyone that's here. You get loads of rides in. Hey Dougie Playground off to the right. Go Jetters Vrooms to Zoom ride. Yeah, everything's a walk on round here. Furchester Hotel, which is the little puppet show over there on the right. And yeah, we'll go through Big Fun Showtime, have a look round at Get Set Go. Surely Get Set Go is not going to be walk on. It's quite a low capacity ride. It used to run a lot more bugs than it does now. But yeah, that's normally one of the biggest queues in the park actually. I bet that's still quite busy. Surely. I'll have a look at Alton Towers.
Everybody, say seaweed!
10 years since the Octonauts roller coaster adventure opened here at Alton Towers back in 2015, and it's on a 15-minute wait as well. This is definitely the busiest part of the land. Get Set Go, what's it on? 15 minutes, that is not bad at all. That's the shortest queue I've seen for that for a while. The other day I saw it on 70 minutes. 70 minutes, it's only because it's low capacity as well. That's a whistle-stop tour around CBeebies lands. Yeah, we won't bring baby Sam, but we're going to be in there for a lot longer than that, especially as he's getting older, going round and enjoying it all. But yeah, we're going to head now into Towers Trading, because I'm not going to be exiting the park this way. Like another big top tip for if you are coming, you can exit the park straight onto the car park and the hotels in Forbidden Valley down by Galactica. You got the gate just there. You can come in that way if you're a hotel guest. It is just a hotel entrance, but anyone can exit that way, which is good. So I'm going to have a little look in Towers Trading now. It actually works out better doing this because not only you're straight out to the car park at the end of the day, also it's a lot quieter here in the shop because this gets very busy at the end of the night. And these are the new pins that I wanted to show you for the Sky Ride. Look at that. It's actually the sign there from the Tower Street station, prepare to take flight, and then you've got 3 gondolas down there on the bottom. I think that's really nice. What a cute pin. That's priced at £8. Yeah, they've got quite a few of those in here. I know a lot of people love collecting the pins. But yeah, look at that. Brilliant. Yeah, brand new edition. Obviously, they just brought these in since the Sky Ride reopened. And you've also got a lot of new posters as well that have come in since the merch tour. You can even buy the 2025 park map just there now as a poster form. Yes, that's pretty cool. And obviously, there is a full merch tour from here in Towers Trading and the other shops at the resorts here on the channel. And yeah, they've actually got a few offers in here at the moment. Drinkware, buy one, get one half price. You don't get your annual pass discount if you do that offer, but obviously it still works out cheaper doing that anyway. You'll often find that Alton Towers bringing new merchandise throughout the season as well. Most of the new stuff comes in a few weeks into the season, and that's why I always wait before doing my full kind of shops and merchandise tour. Wait a few weeks until like everything's in. Obviously a few more kind of bits come in throughout the year, but in general, like a few weeks in is when you've got like the biggest range of new merchandise to see. It's not often all here for the opening of the season. Look at that beautiful view, walking down Tower Street and seeing the towers there at the bottom. Oh, I can see the babies again over there. Oh, little goslings. Beautiful. But yeah, definitely a lot better operations and ride availability than it was at the start of the season. Not perfect, but you know, as rides and machines, there's going to be issues sometimes. You know, not everything's going to always run perfectly. But yeah, definitely a lot better than it was for the opening weekend. And we've seen a lot of consistent improvements to operations and availability over the past few weeks. That's why I wanted to come and film a full park vlog today, just kind of share the latest updates and let you know what's going on here in the park. Yeah, because that opening day was a bit of a shambles, wasn't it? Hey, you're right. Theme Park Worldwide on YouTube, love it. Right, we're going to go back through Mutiny Bay. Obviously, we've already had a look at the attractions down here, and I did Wicker Man earlier on. But I'm just going to go through the Sea Life Centre before heading up in Katanga Canyon, because there's actually a ride that I owned a few weeks ago and I've not yet been on it. That's the Congo River Rapids, so I am going to go on that today for my first ride of the season.
And I should be sending you to the bottom of the ocean. But I think so far worse.
Feathers McClaw.
Hands on your head like the scurvy.
Good to see the animatronic working.
Repeats after me.
The only full animatronic in the park, that. Fun fact for you. Right, let's go on Sharkbait Reef and have a walk through there. Go on Sharkbait Reef, go in Sharkbait Reef, that's better. I can't exactly go on it, it's not a dark ride. The entrance to Sea Life is better themed than most of the queue lines at Alton Towers. It's really good in here, very atmospheric. I remember when this used to get really busy, but not as much now, I've noticed. I still like walking through though. I just think it adds a little bit more value to your day as well, doesn't it? Especially if it is really busy, you just kind of come in here and have a little stroll through and see it all. I always walk around that front bit and never actually come up the stairs here, so I'm going to come up for a change and have a look from above at this section. They used to do talks and stuff in this area, I don't know if they do any more. They always used to. Very atmospheric lighting and audio in here, which I do like.
At the start of the aquarium, you may have seen our zebra
And this answers
shark
my
lying
question.
at the top of the
They do still do the
tank.
talks.
This shark has an identity crisis. It's born with zebra-like stripes, but as it grows, those stripes fade into leopard-like spots. Zebra sharks prefer sandy seabeds where they can search for crustaceans and small fish. Unlike some sharks that need to swim constantly, zebra sharks can rest on the ocean floor and pull water over their gills. A zebra shark lives in
I like this little rainforest section. Oh, they've had some new jellyfish now. Look at these small ones. Little baby jellyfish. Oh, look at them. They're cute, aren't they? Look how small they are. Yeah, you used to have much bigger ones in there. Maybe they've gone to another sea life. They're a cute little jellyfish. It goes to the sea. Cool little photo up there. If you go around the other side, you can put your head in that little porthole and from around the other side take a good photo. I think this is still one of the best effects. I like the big octopus eye looking in. There's his tentacles up there. It's just like a screen at the back, but I like that effect. That's sea life. It's only very small, but it's worth walking through. Love the waterfalls there, and I think the reveal with the sign, the waterfalls, is just great. When you come up here into Katanga Canyon. Shame about the Rapids waterfalls though, still not on. Hopefully they'll be back on soon. We went a number of years, didn't we, without any waterfalls, and they did come back a couple of years ago. And yeah, they're yet to make a return this year. But I'm looking forward to getting back on these. Congo. I was just waiting for the waterfalls, that's why I've not been on for a few weeks, but you know what? I'm just going to go for it, just in case they don't come back. We'll see what happens. It's a sad sight without the waterfalls on here, isn't it? I'm not too sure on the exact reasoning why, however, they don't actually have a member of staff standing here at the side now, which does make me think, is it more of a staffing issue? Because now they can run it on one less member of staff. So yeah, I'm not too sure if this is related or if it's a different issue why the waterfalls aren't on yet. But obviously normally you have a member of staff standing over here to look out over this part of the ride and the waterfalls. They built this podium a few years ago. There you can see you got the sign on the front, do not distract the team member. But yeah, and there's no team member there at the moment. So is it related to that? Hey, I'm not too sure. But still, I'm gonna have my first ride of 2025 on the Rapids. Feels like ages since I've been on here on the Congo. Let's go and give it a go. Bum, bum, hoo. I like the music. It's no Jungle Cruise, Skipper. And on the app, it's advertised on only a 5-minute wait for a trip down the Congo River, which I'm very pleased about. Let's go. I'm really glad they added an audio package to this a few years ago. They never used to have any music or anything. It was just like silence when you were waiting. So that's good. Just adds a bit more to the atmosphere and the Katanga Canyon vibes. I love Katanga Canyon. It's one of my favourite areas in the park. And again, I think it's because it's a lighter theme. There's just so many dark themes here, isn't there? I'd love to see some more lighter stuff. Just nicer areas to be in, aren't they? And I do like Katanga, even though it's only got the 2 rides. Obviously, the Runaway Mine Train over there as well. Oh, it's quiet today. Good fun ride there on the Congo River Rapids, and you've just seen some off-ride footage from around the Katanga Canyon area of the ride. I tell you what though, I do really like it. It's a good long ride. You go through the tunnel, you get the interaction with the Runaway Mine Train, which is great if you time it right. And along with that too, it's just nice taking in the scenery and landscaping of the area. I didn't get too wet, but it's definitely riding better than it was a few years ago where they toned it down. Certainly it was a bit more bumpy and some waves coming over at the side. I actually rode with a really nice family that are fans of the channel as well. So yeah, that made it. And yeah, it was great to see them. But yeah, hopefully the waterfalls will be back on there soon because it does really add to the overall experience of the Congo River Rapids. We've got a 10-minute advertised wait for the Runaway Mine Train, so we're going to go on here now. I've always wondered why they don't have keyboards for the Rapids and Runaway Mine Train. Like, they really could do with keyboards. Obviously, you can find it easy through the app, but yeah, I just think it'd be better, really, if they had keyboards out the front as well. We are down in the extended, but oh, it's only down there. Not too bad. Couple of laps. Worth it for a ride on this Mack powered coaster. Over 30 years old and still going strong here at Alton Towers. And yeah, you get that good interaction when you're on here with the Rapids. I just love the design of this whole area. John Wardley classic, just how it was all designed. Obviously the Rapids were here before, and he was like, yeah, we need to put some theme in, some bridges and tunnels in, make it exciting. Oh, and we'll have a family coaster around here as well. Choo choo, you gotta love the interaction there from the staff. Really make it on there, getting into the spirit of the Runaway Mine Train. It was actually a lady called Diane that started that many years ago, a good friend of mine. used to work here at the resort. And yeah, she was the one who set the trend for Choo Choo. Always like giving Diane a good shout out for starting it all. Right, Curse at Alton Manor now, 5-minute wait. And then it's down into the only area of the park that I've not stepped foot in all day. And it's my favourite area as well, Forbidden Valley. Ooh, eerie atmosphere. Eliza Shaw, Uncle Duck. Love all the gravestones. Ooh. Fantastic ride, Alton Manor. See you when I come off. Shame we can't film even on the dark rides here at Alton Towers, especially when pretty much every theme park around the world allows it on dark rides. Well, that was another wonderful viewing around Alton Manor here in Gloomywood. Beautiful estate, isn't it? A great ride. I love a good dark ride. And the transformation of what was Jewel into Alton Manor. What an upgrade. The backstory, the effects, the lighting, the audio. It's amazing. And the smells. And yeah, everything working in there as it should do. I come on this ride a lot. This and Nemesis are probably the most ridden rides now at Alton Towers. And every time I go on, like, it's very rare that you see an effect out of action, to be honest, which I'm really pleased about because, yeah, it's how it should be, isn't it? Like, they do look after this a lot, which I'm very pleased about. It's a great ride. The Curse at Alton Manor. Let me know your thoughts down below in the video comments. Welcome to Forbidden Valley, the Phalanx facility. It looks very quiet down here. Just so I was praising the effects all working over on Alton Manor. Come here into the valley. And the helicopter's not spinning round. Look at this, it is so quiet. Right, Nemesis Subterra. 5-minute wait. Probably getting the next batch, I reckon. Oh yeah, it's literally walk on. So we're gonna go from Subterra. Fantastic. So this obviously is 4 drop towers that they've got here. You've got the pre-show, a lot of build up. And it's all like the backstory. It was closed for many years. We all thought, oh, you know, it's never gonna come back. And then it did, Subterra. Well, that's got to be the quickest ride I've ever had on Nemesis Subterra. Walked all down the queue line, no queue at all, bagged straight in the baggage hold, then went through the flaps into the first pre-show, and yeah, literally just started straight away, lift then open to take us down to the central core, obviously the fake elevator, straight down into the chamber itself, viewed the egg, and then yeah, they were actually only loading 1 tower, like there was less than 10 of us in the whole ride. Obviously it can seat up to 40, but yeah, literally only 1 tower was used. And then yeah, we dropped down, got to see the disco eggs, and then came back up and of course evacuated out through the ride, through the other elevator. It's a good all-round experience attraction. I love watching other people's reactions on there and just add some more capacity to this part of the park. But yeah, it's funny, I got soaked on there, I got wetter on there and on the rapids with the spray, and then also as well the back pokers are good fun on there too. Right, let's go down to Toxicator. Now I've got this in on social media, but I haven't actually shown it in a vlog yet. Just wanted to get in that Forbidden Valley has got some Monster Energy sponsorship now. I think the back part of it looks fine, because obviously you've got the theme in here, and then you've got the Monster Energy vending machines. And you come down here to the front and they've literally got this big truck which doesn't fit at all with Forbidden Valley. Yeah, I think it's a shame that they decided to go down this route and put this in the area. I know it's easy money for the park, but it kind of reminds me of something that you'd see from like Six Flags, you know, or something, putting the big sponsorship in. Yeah, I don't really like it at all. And yeah, this is obviously Blade's replacement for now. They've obviously got no plans to put anything there yet, as I don't think they'd have put this out the front. So that was like the viewing area looking out at Blade. But yeah, I don't really like that at all. I think it kind of ruins a little bit of the immersion here in Forbidden Valley. Something that I do absolutely love though is Toxicator, the new addition for this year, the suspended Huss top spin. Brilliant ride, 5-minute wait. I've had a lot of rides on here this year, probably more than any other like new ride at Alton Towers in a long time, mainly because it's not been getting that big a wait, as it shouldn't do really, because you've got to think, it is supposed to be a filler ride. You know, rides like this shouldn't really be getting bigger queues than like half an hour and so. So yeah, I'm really impressed with how they've been running this. They've been getting it loaded up nice and fast. And obviously it has also got a single rider queue for Toxicator as well. And sadly, this is why we can't have nice things sometimes. This ride's been open for 6 weeks, and already look at all the damage here on the wall. Such a shame that people feel the need to graffiti all down here and ruin all the theming. Yeah, it looks terrible. What's going to probably end up happening here is they'll either need to put a perspex on there or probably just paint over it black or grey or something, you know, so people aren't as inclined to do it. Such a shame.
Centrifugal rotation.
It's a brilliant ride, Toxicator. I've always loved top spins, ever since I first rode Ripsaw here back in the day. So to have an updated model, a suspended model here at this park, brilliant. I love it. It's one of my favourite rides in the park because it's the overall package as well, with the theming, with the audio, the fountains as well, and it looks the part at night with all the lighting, as we saw at Alton After Dark earlier this year, and as we'll see again when it comes around to Scarefest and fireworks at the end of the season. But no, it's a great ride. Let me know your thoughts down below. Have you been on Toxicator? Maybe it's too intense for you, or maybe you absolutely love it like me. Comment down below. Well, it's pretty much been a perfect day here at Alton Towers today. I've had a really good time, got loads of rides in. Just goes to show, get here early, maximise the park, use a couple of single rider queues if you can do throughout the day, and you'll get loads done. We're in the final part of the day now, Nemesis here, and then hopefully be able to just get time to do Galactica as my last ride. I rarely go on Galactica. I don't really like flying coasters, as you know, but I'm going to go on it tonight as my last ride after Nemi. Can't pass up 5 minutes for Reborn, can we? Brilliant. Oh, this soundtrack's so good. I have it on in the car. I have it on when I'm in the bath. Brilliant music. Obsessed. So much love for this ride. Nemesis Reborn here at Alton Towers. Previously Nemesis, it closed for a huge retracking project, and you know what, I just adore it, I really do. I fell in love with it when I first rode it as a kid, and it's just a brilliant ride. One of the best classic coasters out there, and I still class it as a classic, even though it's been mostly retracked, because everybody around the world knows about Nemesis here at Alton Towers, and it's the fact that, you know, it doesn't build up its speed right to the bottom of the first drop. It's building up throughout the different elements. You go into that corkscrew where you get proper whipped over. You got the downward helix, which is excellent, before going up into the 0G roll, the big stall turn at the top there, a vertical loop, which of course the fastest part of the ride is at the bottom before you hit the loop, which is really rare for a coaster that normally loses momentum throughout. Nemesis just keeps going. You got the turnaround here, and then of course straight down into the final corkscrew before the brake run. An excellent ride on a brilliant day here at Alton Towers. Just got time, I think, for Galactica. Let's go. Well, that brings me down here to Galactica. It's still quite busy at the end of the day, so I'm going to try the new single rider key for this year that I've not actually tried yet. Yeah, because it's still all the way back, so I'm going to give that a go for my last ride of the day. Some more flight footage there from Galactica to end my day here at the Alton Towers Resort. It's not just Galactica I'm not a fan of, I just don't really like flying coasts in general. I know there's a lot of people that do enjoy it, and I appreciate the fact that it was a very cool concept back in 2002 when it was designed by B&M and John Wardley, and of course they put this amazing attraction together for people to enjoy. However, I just think, you know, technology's moved a long way now. I prefer coasters where you're just not as restrained, not as much holding you in, and obviously there's a lot keeping you in there in the flying position on Galactica. I much prefer Fly at Phantasialand where you're just a bit more exposed to the different elements on there. But you know what? It's been a brilliant day here at Alton Towers. Operations have been really good. Availability's been pretty good as well. Obviously, there's been a bit of downtime. Rita's been shut for over a week now. But in terms of other things, 13 went down for a few hours, and Hex, which to be honest, not bad at all, considering you go back a few weeks, start of the season, there was a lot of downtime around the park. So in general, it's been much better today, which I'm pleased about. I've gotten loads. I've done, what, 8 major coasters? Would have probably managed to get Rita in if it was open as well. But no, it's been great. Really enjoyed it. Done the filler ride, done the Congo River Rapids, first ride of the season. Had my ride on Alton Manor as well, Hex, the Legend of the Towers, and just got round and brought you all of the latest updates. Days like today where I really appreciate Alton Towers. It's a really good park when you just pick the right day. Some days, you know, it doesn't run the best, but today has just been a really good day. And in general, on the days I've visited throughout 2025, I do feel like the park has been run better than it has been previously in 24 and maybe even 23 as well. I feel like the park's in a good solid place this year in terms of that, and it's certainly got a lot better from that shambolic opening day that we had back at the start of the season in March. But no, it's been a really good day. Thanks for joining me for all the latest updates here on Theme Park Worldwide. We've got more Alton Towers content on the way, and obviously I've not been on the Sky Ride in this video because I think I'm that used to not riding it, like walking around the park. But no, I did a full video about the Sky Ride, so make sure you check it out here on the channel. Be sure to give the video a big thumbs up if you enjoy watching. Subscribe and turn them notifications on to be notified when we upload new videos. And that leaves me with one final thing to say. Get out there and keep on riding. See you all in the next vlog.